Welcome to World Tour. Today, we take you on a deep dive into one of the most secretive and intriguing nations on Earth, North Korea. From its fascinating yet controversial history to the captivating landscapes and cultural richness that remain largely hidden from the world, we'll explore the layers of this isolated country. Discover the dark side of Kim Jong-un's family dynasty and the harsh government laws that govern the lives of millions. We'll unravel the education system, the beauty of its untouched landscapes, and its troubled relationship with global powers, especially the United States. As we delve into the shadows, we reveal the complex and often troubling aspects of North Korean society that rarely make the headlines. From the stunning beaches to the eerie silence of its cities, this is North Korea like you've never seen it before. Stay tuned as we uncover the unknown and untold stories of this enigmatic nation. What truly lies behind the headlines? North Korea was born in 1948, under Kim Il-sung, after the division of Korea following World War II. This isolated nation, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, was built on a foundation of strict government control, and the philosophy of Juche, which emphasizes self-reliance. The country's early days were marked by its economic struggles and the Korean War, 1950 to 1953, which deepened the divide between North and South Korea. North Korea is ruled by the Kim Dynasty, which has held absolute power for over 70 years. Kim Jong-un, the third-generation leader, continues his family's authoritarian rule, using intense propaganda and harsh laws to control the population. His reign has been marked by internal purges, mysterious disappearances, and assassinations, even within his own family. The most notorious case is the killing of his half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, who was poisoned in Malaysia in 2017, reflecting the paranoia and control at the heart of the regime. The government laws in North Korea are rigid, harsh, and often shocking to outsiders. Strict censorship, limited access to the internet, and severe penalties for dissent define life under the Kim regime. Citizens are required to show complete loyalty to the ruling party. The law enforces extreme punishment for disobedience, including forced labor camps where thousands suffer in inhumane conditions. Even small acts like criticizing the government or possessing foreign media can lead to imprisonment or worse. Despite its political struggles, North Korea has a unique and rich cultural history, with traditional music, dance, and art still thriving. Folk songs, known as arirang, are celebrated, and the country takes pride in its mass games and displays of collective strength. Ceremonial traditions and monumental architecture, such as the iconic Juche Tower, showcase a blend of traditional Korean culture and the ruling regime's influence. Much of the cultural life revolves around glorifying the ruling family and the state, yet there is beauty in the country's preserved customs. North Korea is home to stunning landscapes, from mountainous terrain to serene beaches. Mount Paektu, an active volcano and the country's highest peak, holds spiritual significance and is considered the mythical birthplace of the Korean people. The scenic Taedong River runs through the capital, Pyongyang, and the coastal regions feature pristine, largely undeveloped beaches, such as those in Wonsan. Natural beauty contrasts with the stark reality of life under authoritarian rule. While it's not known as a beach destination, North Korea boasts untouched shorelines that few outsiders have seen. The Wonsan coastal tourist zone was developed to showcase these beautiful areas to a limited number of visitors. Wonsan is a port city with golden beaches and a planned resort area, though access remains limited and tightly controlled by the government. North Korea's population of around 26 million people live under tight surveillance and control. Most live in urban centers like Pyongyang, though rural areas face extreme poverty. While the elite class in Pyongyang enjoys better living standards, many people in rural areas struggle with malnutrition and lack of basic resources due to government mismanagement and international sanctions. The North Korean education system is focused on indoctrinating students with loyalty to the state and the Kim family. Education is free and compulsory for 11 years, but it is heavily infused with propaganda. Students learn about the greatness of the leaders, and subjects such as history are skewed to support the regime's narrative. Critical thinking and access to global knowledge are largely suppressed, keeping the population under the government's ideological control. The dark side of North Korea includes horrifying human rights abuses, a network of labor camps, and widespread starvation. The country's prison camps, known as Kwonliso, hold political prisoners, who endure torture, forced labor, and execution. Amnesty International and other global organizations have reported on the suffering of the North Korean people, but little has changed under Kim Jong-un's regime. Citizens are forbidden from leaving the country without government permission. Unauthorized departure is punishable by death. All media is state-controlled. Access to outside information, including foreign broadcasts, is banned. If one person commits a crime, their entire family, up to 3 generations, can face punishment. Practicing any religion outside state-sanctioned beliefs can lead to severe punishment, including execution. Criticizing the government or Kim Jong-un's regime is considered treason, leading to imprisonment in brutal labor camps. The country has faced severe food shortages for decades. With natural disasters, poor agricultural policies, and international sanctions, many North Koreans suffer from hunger and malnutrition. The government's priority of military spending often leaves citizens struggling to access enough food, and the worst affected are the rural poor, who have limited access to state aid. North Korea remains one of the most isolated countries in the world. Kim Jong-un's regime continues to develop its nuclear program, which has led to numerous sanctions from the international community. Despite diplomatic efforts, such as meetings with former US President Donald Trump, Kim's regime remains largely cut off, with limited access to global trade and resources, further deepening the struggles of the North Korean people. Beyond the publicized regions, there are hidden beaches and islands that the government plans to open for exclusive tourism. Places like the pristine Sindo Islands and Majon Beach are part of an effort to promote limited tourism while remaining under strict government control. These areas remain undeveloped and off-limits to most, showcasing the country's potential for tourism if it were to open up. Pyongyang's skyline features striking architecture designed to glorify the regime. The Ugyong Hotel, a 105-story pyramid-shaped structure, dominates the cityscape, though it remains largely incomplete. Monuments such as the Uche Tower and the Arch of Triumph further exemplify the grandiose ambitions of the regime. The skyline is both a symbol of progress and a reminder of the isolation and control that pervades the nation. Despite the government's rigid control over the economy, a black market has emerged in North Korea. Known as the Jangmadang market, it allows people to trade goods and services outside of the government's control. These underground markets are crucial for survival in a country where state rations often fall short. This shadow economy reveals cracks in the regime's control over its people. The future of North Korea remains uncertain. As the country continues to face internal and external challenges, including economic instability and international isolation, questions about the stability of Kim Jong-un's regime persist. While there have been moments of diplomatic progress, the closed nature of the regime and its nuclear ambitions remain major obstacles to change. North Korea has been accused of launching cyber attacks against US companies, including the infamous 2014 Sony Pictures hack. The regime's cyber warfare capabilities are seen as a new threat, adding another layer of tension between the two nations. North Korea's state media frequently portrays the US as a hostile and imperialistic power. Anti-American sentiment is instilled in its citizens from an early age, reinforcing negative perceptions of the US attempts at diplomacy, like the 2018 summit between Kim Jong-un and former US President Donald Trump, have made headlines but yielded little substantial progress. While initially promising, talks quickly broke down due to disagreements over denuclearization and sanctions relief, leading to increased skepticism on both sides. North Korea has repeatedly conducted missile tests, often timed to coincide with US holidays or political events. These tests, seen as provocations by the US, further fuel instability and stoke fears of potential military conflict. Despite attempts at negotiations, North Korea remains under heavy international sanctions led by the US, which are intended to pressure the regime to abandon its nuclear ambitions. However, North Korea sees these sanctions as economic warfare, contributing to the country's isolation and animosity toward the US. Thank you for joining us on World Tour as we uncovered the secrets of North Korea. From its hidden landscapes to the dark realities of life under the Kim Dynasty, we hope this exploration gave you a clearer understanding of this mysterious nation. Don't forget to subscribe to World Tour for more insightful journeys into the world's most fascinating places. Stay safe.